You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS, fluff, or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the Productivity Specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today's episode is 209. Task management, going beyond your business. If you're a business owner who wants to improve your time management and elevate your productivity so you can maximize profits, reduce stress, and make time for what matters most, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. Today, we are going to be diving into the topic of task management in our personal lives. And I'm going to be sharing with you very specific strategies that I have taught here on the podcast and shared with you to utilize in your business. And I'm going to show you how you can utilize those in your personal life to reduce stress and accomplish more. It is not that these strategies can only work in our businesses. So today's episode is all about looking at this from a perspective of we are learning the skill set of time management. We are learning the skill set of productivity, being decisive, planning, organizing ourselves. And we learn those skill sets so that we can accomplish more and reduce stress. Well, that, my friend, does not just happen in our businesses. We can take all of those skill sets, all of those strategies, and implement them into our personal lives to see quite a bit of benefit. And so as I pull that back today, I think you're going to leave with some great ideas of how you can streamline things in your personal life, thus reclaiming time that you can invest in your business or whatever matters most to you. Now, before we dive into today's episode, I want to make sure that you have gotten your hands on my free Take Back Your Time mini training. Now, don't underestimate free or mini training. Inside this mini training, I am giving you some solid strategies to reclaim 30 minutes back each and every day. These are strategies that I pulled from my experiences of coaching privately for almost a decade. I'm sharing with you 3 specific strategies that I use to help my clients get unstuck frequently. So, in this mini training, I will show you how you can simply implement these strategies immediately and reclaim time. All right, if you have not gotten your hands on it already, there are 2 quick ways you can do that. In your podcast app, tap the notes, click the link, and grab your free Take Back Your Time mini training. Or you can head on over to amberdelagarza.com/Take Back Your Time. And now, let's get to the straight talk. All right, so I'll be sharing with you 5 task management strategies that I highly recommend that you're using in your business that you can also be using in your personal life. And I'm going to be sharing with you what it looks like in your business and then also what it can look like in your personal life. All right, number 1 is a to-do list. Now, this is pretty fundamental, but I happen to know that we don't all use to-do lists, right? And we certainly do not all use them the same way. And even for those of you that are using to-do lists in your business, are you consistently using them in your personal life? And when I say to-do list, I mean one centralized task list with all of your tasks and projects on them. So that would be your master to-do list. And then we're going to talk about our daily or weekly or even weekend to-do list from that one centralized task list. In our business, we should have a place where all of our tasks in our business and or projects reside. And we need to have it in one place so that we can look at it and plan and prioritize and fully see everything that needs to get done. So what that means is we are not keeping tasks and to-dos and projects in our head. We are not keeping them on sticky notes. We are not writing them on backs of pieces of paper. We are not writing them in an app on our phone and then a document on our computer. We want to find one place that we are keeping our to-do list, one centralized location. Well, the same is true for your personal life. Do you have one centralized task list with all your personal tasks, errands that you need to run, bills that need to be paid, appointments that need to be made, sending holiday cards, birthday cards, making phone calls? How about sending important emails or ordering supplies for your kids' school or going back to school shopping? I'm naming a few things that are on my list right now. How about gift shopping? Maintenance around your home or on your car? Where do all of these tasks reside so that nothing is falling through the cracks? We know that when we work off of one centralized task list that we trust, it allows us to see the full picture and accurately plan based on time availability to make the most out of our days and our weeks and our business. Well, the same is true for our personal lives. And I love nothing more than to look at my personal task list on a Friday and plan out what is actually going to get done this weekend. And I also want to remind you that when we have to-do lists, we want to use the 4Ds method. And the 4Ds method says, does it need to get done? And if it doesn't, it's deleted. D number 2 is defer. Does it need to get done now? And if not, you can defer it to next week, next month. D number 3 is, does it need to be done by you? And if it doesn't, you're going to delegate it. And lastly, if it doesn't get deleted and you don't defer it and you don't delegate it, then it's your to-do. You do it. And that's what gets on your to-do list. So as you are creating your to-do list, I want you to filter it through by asking those 4 questions. Those 4 questions are the same 4 questions we ask in our business. Does it even need to get done? Is it truly important? Is it something that I just thought would be nice to have happen, but it's not actually a priority when you look at all the other things that you really want to get done? Because the truth is, while we can't do everything, but we can do the things that are highest priority. And so that requires you to be discerning and decisive on what truly gets your time, energy, and attention. That is true in our businesses, but that is also true in our personal lives. There's only so much time. And so when you have things on your to-do list that really actually don't need to get done, you are putting stress on yourself and you are using up finite resource of time or time that weekend that you could otherwise be investing in yourself, loved ones, downtime, or any other task or project that you'd rather do. So this is just really good training to utilize that same methodology in our personal lives as in our business. And then deferring it is having an honest conversation with yourself that says, if not now, when? When can this be done? Does it really need to be done right now? And delegating is a phenomenal question to ask because oftentimes we default to that we are just going to do the thing because it's easier, it's faster. But the truth is that we have to be incredibly discerning about what you are actually doing. And that is so true in your personal life as well. All right, next, recurring tasks. Now, in our businesses, we can set up recurring tasks in our task management system. And why I love this is because we're reclaiming that bandwidth of having to think about it. I want you to think about all the things that you do or your team does on a regular basis in the business. I want you to create a task and set it at reoccurring. Is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Is it the 15th of the month? Is it the 15th and 30th of the month? Are there things that you do every other month or quarterly? Here are some things that we do in my business on a regular basis. Every month, we do branding audits, website audits. Every week, we're doing a weekly podcast, except for this summer, but normally every week we're doing podcasts, cleaning out digital files and folders, making sure that we're keeping the maintenance of our digital organization. So we have a recurring task that shows up that says, let's go in there, clean it all up, and reset for the next month. We have power hour. Now, that's not a task, but it's something that shows up on my schedule on a recurring basis every Friday. These are all things that are happening on a recurring basis that once we do it and we determine, oh, that's good for the business to happen on a consistent basis, we set it and forget about it. Meaning we create the task, set the recurrence, and now when it shows up on our to-do list, mine or a team member's, we do it. Well, the same thing is true in your personal life. Oh man, are there so many things that have to happen on a recurring basis to help manage your home and your personal life and relationships? And so what are those things and what is that cadence? When you put that in your task management system, you can now forget about it. So here are some things that I have on my personal recurring task list. I have replacing the water filters under the sink and in the fridge, replacing air filters. We have birthdays that are set as recurring, stocking the pantry. So we have I like buying in bulk. And so when we buy in bulk, we have our pantry. And so on a regular basis, every other weekend, I am fully stocking the pantry that we're in and out of every day. So that's juice boxes and snacks and canned goods, and all of that stuff gets moved from my storage area to our pantry. How about deep cleaning the dishwasher, putting one of those tablets in there, cleaning out the washing machine, cleaning sink drains, refilling the water softener salt, bulk shopping. Man, I do like to buy in bulk, but I don't like to buy in bulk every weekend or that frequently. So once a month, I do a big bulk shopping trip. These are just a few things off of my personal list to keep my home running. But what's on your list? What would you like to do and set as a recurring task and then never think about it again until it shows up on your to-do list? All right, so recurring tasks give you a lot of mental freedom to not have to think about it, not have to rewrite it. And then you get yourself on a recurring routine. The third strategy that we can borrow from our businesses and take into our personal life is automation. I am a big proponent of automation. We have a lot of things that are automated in my business, and really I'm a proponent with my clients to say, how can we maximize our time through automation? So in our businesses, some areas in which you may find automation would be, I have an email responder that redirects people out of my inbox into the appropriate place to be taken care of. We have our sales funnels. We use Entreport here. So there's a lot of automation. Every time someone books a podcast or a discovery call or purchases a product or joins a program or onboards with private coaching, all of the tasks and emails are automated so that nothing falls through the cracks. Client birthdays, gifts are automated. We also have scheduling apps that we use. So we use Schedule Once here. And if someone schedules an appointment, it triggers off automation of getting it on my calendar and sending a reminder to the person that's on my calendar. I have automatic payment on a lot of bills in my business. I pay very, very few bills manually each month. So lots of automation there. Automation with syncing from my bank account to QuickBooks for my accounting software. I also have automation of office supplies being delivered. So ink and paper and some other things that I use on a regular basis. I think I have it to set up like every other month. I just get a shipment. I don't even think about it. It shows up on the door. I put it in for where I keep all my supplies, and I never have to have an emergency. Oh my gosh, I'm out of ink. It just keeps coming on a recurring basis. Even clients' payments can be automated. So have you thought about how you can get payments automated either for part of your business or all of your business so that you're not chasing dollars and running credit cards manually? That is a great place for automation. Now, you can see where we can use, that's just a little sliver of where we can use automation in our businesses. But where can we use automation in our personal life? Well, I honestly would love to see that you are automating your bills and payments, right? You want to maximize efficiency with deliveries. So I don't know about you, but I love Amazon Prime. And so I have a lot of automated deliveries set up for the same thing to fill my pantry and home things like toilet paper and paper towels and soap and shampoo and conditioner and things like that. So it's very automated. And if it's not automated, then I create lists inside the apps that I shop from. And I'm just swiping. Yep, I have that. No, I don't have that. We need to refill that. And I can quickly do my shopping based off of a predetermined list inside the apps. Also, you can have it automated that your lawn care is taken care of, either weekly or biweekly or monthly, pool cleaning, window cleaning, pest control, right? So what are the services in your home that you can set up once and it's automatically happening? Again, you're reclaiming time with scheduling and the mental bandwidth and the chance of you saying, I don't have time to get this going. Now, this is maybe not all automation, but one of my favorite strategies is that when I leave a doctor's appointment, I immediately schedule the next appointment right then and there. When I leave from my massage, I schedule the next massage right then and there. I do that so that it doesn't show up on my to-do list again or fall through the cracks to schedule the appointment, right? Because then that's just something else that gets on the list. So I like doing that right then and there and getting it on the calendar. Where else can you set up automation in your personal life? Where are you doing things manually or too frequently? And you can be reclaiming time and making mundane tasks and projects automated in your personal life. All right, the next strategy is planning. You know, I'm a huge proponent of planning in our businesses, planning our days and our weeks and our quarters and our years. There's so much benefit to planning. And when we plan, we can really move from being reactive to proactive. And we can also create intention and clarity around where we are going to invest our time, energy, and attention. Well, the same thing is true in our personal life. For as long as I can remember, every Friday afternoon or Friday evening, I say something like this to my husband. So, is there anything that you want to make sure happens this weekend or that you need to get done? Is there anything that you need to do? Right? So pretty much I am entering into a conversation of syncing our intentions for the weekend. I am syncing intentions around, is there an errand that he needs to run? Is he going to go do something with his friends? I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to tell him, oh, I'd like to do this, or I'd like to do that, or we really got to go run these errands on Saturday. So we're having that conversation of setting the intention and the plan for the weekend. And I really like to schedule my weekends and schedule by planning my weekends with a heck of a lot of intention, because I think those are my favorite days, right? You have things you have to do to keep your personal life going, but I don't want to do that at the expense of having time for myself and my loved ones and family and friends, right? And so I actually look at the weekend and say, okay, what is the experience that I want to create and who do I want to create that with? And sometimes that's with myself. So this weekend, I had pre-scheduled a massage and a facial. And so I knew Sunday afternoon, that's what I was going to be doing. And then there are many weekends that it's having my niece and nephews over, or my sister-in-law and brother-in-law over, and we're doing some family event like family movie night or pool night or whatever that experience is. I'm going into it with some intentions for this weekend or next weekend. I also set intentions around dating my husband. So this weekend also, so that was Sunday that I did massage and facials. Saturday, I had scheduled several weeks ago and bought tickets to the new Raiders stadium. My husband loves football and Raiders. I don't think I've ever watched an entire football game myself, but I knew he would enjoy it. So by planning that out several weeks in advance, I was able to line up a sitter. I was able to plan dinner and buy the tickets and make an entire afternoon night out of it. Our date started around 3:00 in the afternoon and went well into the middle of the night. Now, if I had waited till Friday to say, hey, I'd love to date my husband, we probably would have been gone for about an hour and a half to 2 hours for dinner and come home, or drinks and dinner. And so sometimes planning ahead of time just allows you to create those experiences with the ones you love. And so that's why I'm a huge proponent. Now, I just walked that out with you on my thinking and my process of planning, but also that's the benefit of in our businesses. We can optimize opportunities and create opportunities and experiences when we're moving from reactive to proactive. Another way in which I love planning is this year, I actually took an entire week off and stayed home. So it was vacation, but we didn't go on vacation. And I had planned that entire week. My husband took the same week off and we worked on things around the house, and I scheduled all the doctor's appointments and all the different things that can really take up an afternoon on any given week of a work day, right? So you've got eye appointments and annual appointments and blood work, and my son had an eye appointment. There was just so many things where I was like, oh my gosh, let's put those all in the same place. And by planning ahead, I was able to batch those types of activities. Which leads me to my very last strategy that I use all of the time in business and in my personal life, and that is batching. I highly recommend batching. There's a lot of real reasons that I'm not going to get into today, but there's a lot of benefits to batching. Some of those benefits include maximizing your energy, saving time because you're not going back and forth or spreading it out over multiple days or multiple weeks. Batching is a fundamental productivity and time management strategy. So when we batch in our business, we know that we are in our flow, we're much more efficient, we can get so much more done in less time. Well, the same thing is true in our personal lives. So what do I batch? What am I going to invite you to batch? Errand days. Man, there's nothing that can wear you out more than a day full of errands. And so I like thinking ahead of time and making sure that I can do one errand day once a month or every other week if I have to. And I am going to go ahead and schedule that out. So we did an errand day this weekend as well. This was a good example of a weekend. So this weekend we did errands on Saturday morning before our date day. We went to... Oh my goodness, where did we go? We were looking for school shoes. We went to GameStop for my son. We went to Sam's Club. We went to Ulta because there was some makeup I couldn't get shipped to me. We dropped off for dry cleaning. We picked up groceries. Like, we were gone for several hours. And so we just made it what one of my favorite things are. We make it like a family fun day as much as we can, because it's kind of the thing you have to do, right? So I'm trying to make it fun. So this weekend, my husband actually had some things he had to do Saturday. So I took my son with me. And so I intentionally created time and space to just talk with him, right? He's in the car, locked in the car with me. So what conversations did I want to have with him? And then just jamming out to music and enjoying the time that we had to invest in errands, but I also took it as time with my son. So I went and got him a pretzel, and I think I got him like a smoothie at the coffee shop. So I integrated coffee stop that, he could get a cool smoothie and I could get my fun coffee. That wasn't an errand, but because we included it in our morning, it just broke it up a little bit. All right, so I'm just sharing some behind the scenes that before I ever left the house, I knew we were going to go get a treat and we were going to get coffee, and I knew what coffee shop I wanted to try. And I would never have been able to do that if I was just not planning a little bit ahead of time, saying, okay, so I have to do errands today. What's the experience that I want to have? All right, I'm rambling a little bit, but I just want to share with you how that maximized my time because of planning and batching. So batch make appointments, man, there's nothing more than getting on the phone and making another call and another call. So batching, making appointments and having appointments, I think is a great idea. Also, meal prep, meal planning, gift buying. There's so many opportunities that if it's a recurring task that you need to do to run your personal life, how can you do that by batching it out? All right, so in a summary today, I have shared with you 5 strategies that I highly recommend you're using in your business that can definitely serve you in your personal life. So having one centralized to-do list, and you're creating your to-do list through the 4 Ds: delete, defer, delegate, do. Number 2, recurring tasks. Number 3, automation. Number 4, planning. And number 5, batching. I have loved having you listen to this episode of Productivity Straight Talk. And I sure hope you found today's episode to be incredibly valuable and you were able to implement these strategies or even one of these strategies into your personal life to reclaim time and reduce stress. No change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So, did you like one of these strategies? Did you like 2? Maybe all of them? What is a strategy that you today, right now, before you head on to the next podcast, pull up in the driveway, go on to the next meeting, are you committing to yourself to implement in your personal life? Implementation is so key. Implementation is where the change actually happens. So I'm going to encourage you to just pause, reflect, and be decisive with what you are committing to implement right here and right now. All right. And one more thing before we close out today, I want to remind you that if you have not gotten your hands on my Take Back Your Time mini training, you can do that by heading on over to amberdelagarza.com/takebackyourtime. Or you can open the podcast app, click on the notes, click the link, and grab your free mini training. So that's my straight talk for you today. Until next time, have a productive week.